today.
Some wisdom skills along the way.
Oh, and a song to hum along with and sway.
Get your perfect entertaining start to the day.
At 9 a.m. every weekday morning with
Mahima's Good Morning
Bay.
Good morning, Bay. आप सभी लोग हमारी तरफ से एक प्यार भरा नमस्ते,
Namaskar.
वनकम,
Namaskara.
खुशामदीद,
Assalamu alaikum.
सत श्री अकाल,
Meekandriki vandanamu.
जय स्वामी नारायण,
जय श्री कृष्णा.
जय जिनेंद्र.
हमारे इस्माइली भाई बंधुओं को बोलते याली मदद.
मौला अली बदर बोलते हैं सारे फीचे मतलब बोलेगा नीसा बला बनजान. हम आ गए हैं आपके प्यारे महिमा के द्वारे. मैं से फालतू बाबा.
And of course, myself, Faltu Rani, लेकर आपके लिए एक और drive time that's going to make it totally exciting and totally मस्तानी बंधु जानी.
True that बनजान. Of course, आपको बोलते हैं हम आज लेके आए हैं आपके लिए बनजान on this 384th day of sheltering in place. Yeah, hopefully soon we'll go into the green zone or what are the no zones for sheltering in place. But लेकिन अभी तक तो we are actually in the orange zone of sheltering in place in Santa Clara County and across California. Probably they're trying to see if we all can get into the whatever green zone by getting the vaccination and everything by May probably. So let's see what happens. We'll share more information about that Banjan. लेकिन अभी के लिए आपको बोल दे कि we'll see what's happening on the roads. रास्ते का हाल लीजिएगा पेशा आपको टोटल सस्ते में.
It's time for the Bandu Traffic Update. Call us from wherever you are at 408-912-2479.
And of course, Banjan, bhale the volume of traffic is not as much as what was previously to the pre-COVID situations, Banjan. There is an accident reported right now on 880 southbound, south of 238, Banjan, San Leandro area. This particular accident has caused backup on at least 2-3 exits out there, so watch out for that. Be very careful, drive safely. Suddenly a slow traffic is going to come in. Traffic is going to come to a grinding halt over there, southbound, of course. And while we are in the East Bay part of it, there's a high wind advisory on 580 eastbound and westbound in that region, so watch out for that. We also have a report of an accident coming towards this side. Let's take the bridge and come back towards North Bay. A tractor trailer is on fire on 101 northbound, north of the Willow Road in Menlo Park. CHP is on the scene trying to get the fire under control, but traffic probably got to watch out. It's been impacted a little bit, but the CHP cleared up pretty soon for you guys. Let's go south right up Jan. Disabled vehicle on 280 southbound north of 85. In Sunnyvale area, the left lane is affected because of this disabled vehicle. This is not creating a bottleneck. Luckily, everybody's driving safe, so I advise you guys to do the same thing, Banjan. And weather-wise, if you look at it, it's kind of cloudy right now, right? As I told you, even today it's going to be kind of cloudy, but it'll kind of clear up in the afternoon. The heat is going up, Banjan. But of course, today is not going to be a very hot day because the afternoon is going to be in the mid-60s, I suppose. But okay, over the weekend, we might have some higher temperatures because it's going to be in the 70s and mid-70s, that kind of stuff. But Saturday is going to be cloudy, but Sunday is going to be nice and sunny. So if you want to do an activity over the weekend, this is the right time to do it. But of course, make sure when you go out, anywhere you go, Banjan, make sure you're masking and you are actually working with the bubble of yours, who are quarantined with you, preferably your family or your circle of friends, or for the matter, if you already gotten vaccinated, probably that's good. But again, still masking and maintaining physical distancing and maintaining personal hygiene is very, 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 very important. I can't stress any more than that, Banajan. But right now, let's go quickly take a look at Faltwani. Do we have some news for us? Can you jump directly into the news for our Bandhus local and national?
Yes, Altubaba, I most definitely can. The European and British medicine regulator said on Wednesday that they had found possible links between AstraZeneca's coronavirus vaccine and reports of very rare cases of brain blood clots in a setback for inoculation campaigns. A British government advisory said the vaccine should not be given to the under 30s where possible, though an official said that this was really out of the utmost caution rather than because of any serious safety concerns.
Is it only for AstraZeneca?
Yeah, only for AstraZeneca. And they have now been able to find a causative link, supposedly.
Wow.
Yeah, but then it's still not completely proven to the whole world. So, in its statement, the European Medicines Agency said that it was reminding healthcare professionals and people receiving this vaccine to remain aware of the possibility of very rare cases of blood clots combined with low levels of blood platelets occurring within 2 weeks of vaccinations. So far, most of the cases reported have occurred in women under 60 years of age within 2 weeks of vaccination, supposedly. Based on the currently available evidence, specific risk factors have not yet been confirmed. We will bring you updates on that as and when it becomes available right here on Good Morning Bay. You're listening to Radio D Hotties, and these are the news in detail from across the United States and the Bay Area as well, Banajam. No force was reasonable. The expert testifies in the Derek Chauvin murder trial, and the expert says that in last year's deadly arrest of George Floyd, that no force should have been used after Floyd was handcuffed and held down in a prone restraint. Los Angeles Police Department Sergeant Jody Steiger appeared as a prosecution witness in Chauvin's murder trial, as prosecutors sought to further demonstrate that the fired former officer disregarded his training when he knelt on Floyd's neck for more than 9 minutes. Steiger told jurors that Floyd did not pose an immediate threat or actively resist arrest at the time when Chauvin used deadly force on the 46-year-old black man while he was handcuffed in the prone position in the May 2020 incident. My opinion was that no force was reasonable in that position. The pressure caused by the body weight could cause positional asphyxia and could cause death, is what he said. That was again explosive testimony coming out of the Derek Chauvin murder trial, Banajam. The United States is reviewing cases of 5,600 migrant children to see whether they were separated from parents at the US-Mexico border under former President Donald Trump, a Department of Homeland Security official said on Wednesday. The review is expected to find a small number of additional separations on top of thousands identified through ongoing litigation, the officials told reporters. President Joe Biden, a Democrat who took over from the Republican Trump on Jan 20th, issued an executive order in February to create a task force to reunite children and parents still separated by Trump's zero-tolerance border strategy. Thousands of children, as we all know, we've been reporting on this as well, Punajan, were separated from their parents at the southwestern U.S. border under the policy, which charged parents with federal immigration offenses and sent them to jails, while children labeled as unaccompanied minors were placed in shelters. The Biden administration is also going to be sharpening arguments for President Joe Biden's $2 trillion plus new spending proposal in a speech on Wednesday, challenging opponents of the plan and the taxes that would be raised to pay for it. Biden faces stiff opposition from Republicans, companies, and even some in his own Democratic Party to key elements of the proposal that he laid out a week ago, which must be approved by Congress to become a reality. The president will attempt to put those opponents on the defensive in a speech where he will, quote, challenge critics to explain why it's acceptable that 91 of the biggest corporations paid $0. 91 of the biggest corporations in America paid $0 in federal taxes in 2019, or lay out which parts of this package they don't think it is worthy. According to a White House official previewing Biden's remarks who declined to be named. Biden will deliver his speech at the Eisenhower Executive Office building across the street from the White House. Biden plans a host of investments over the next 8 years in spending on roads, bridges, retrofitting homes, expanding broadband internet access, caring for the elderly, building up domestic manufacturing, and building high-speed rail. The largest share of funding for the proposal would come from a sharp increase in the corporate tax rate to 28% from the 21% levy set by then-President Donald Trump's 2017 tax bill. Biden's plan also raises taxes on companies' overseas earnings and introduces a new minimum tax on the profits they report to investors. On Wednesday, the Treasury Department released details of the tax elements of the proposal, including plans to increase auditing and enforcement, that it said it would raise about $2.5 trillion over the next 15 years. Also, while speaking of taxes and all the other stuff, Banijan, the U.S. trade deficit has surged to a record high in February as the nation's economic activity rebounded more quickly than that of its global rivals and could remain elevated this year, with massive fiscal stimulus expected to spur the fastest growth in nearly 4 decades. In a local news, Banijan, a magnitude 2.5 earthquake actually shook Santa Rosa. early this morning, according to the United States Geological Survey. The quake, which hit at about 8:17 a.m., was centered 9 miles northeast of Santa Rosa, the USGS said. We don't have further information on this. We will bring that to you right here on Good Morning Bay tomorrow if something comes up with regard to that. Small businesses in Santa Clara County may be finding another fee waived from the county to offset impacts of the pandemic. On Tuesday, county supervisors will vote on waiving the Weights and Measures annual fee for 2020-21, which could save small businesses that use scanners and scales about $120 more to almost $500 in fees. In other news, the UC, Universities of California, is warning staff and students statewide to take immediate steps to protect their personal information, including credit and identity theft monitoring in the wake of a national cyber attack announced last Wednesday. The entire UC system was included in these in those victimized in the breach, and the emails soon started arriving at university-related accounts threatening to release information. This was a part of a national cyber attack involving several hundred institutions across the United States. The university's Office of Emergency Management said in an advisory on Tuesday, noting that social security numbers and bank account information also may be at risk. This data breach involves the technology company Accellion, contracted by UC and others to transfer information. And finally, Banjan, Governor Newsom is targeting that California will be completely open as of June 15th if the vaccine and hospitalization numbers remain stable. He made his announcement during a news conference in San Francisco. California actually set to surpass more than 20 million vaccine doses administered, including 4 million in the state's hardest hit communities. And Governor Newsom's office said with hospitalizations continuing to steadily decline, the next step in the COVID-19 pandemic recovery is moving beyond the state's blueprint for a safer economy. So we could be looking at reopening all of California by June 15th, but let's continue to keep masking and practicing all the necessary guidelines. Panajan, and if you have the eligibility to get vaccinated, please go get vaccinated as well.
Very, very true. And of course, Bajan, that was your local news for you guys. A quick look at the world news for 24 Abandus before we head out of the show today. Can we get into the news for Abandus?
Yes.
And this is the world news, Bajan. As of today, this is April 7th already. Oh my God, the days are flying in April also. Fun.
Yeah.
And here you go, Banjan. This is your world news.
Myanmar troops fired at anti-coup protesters on Wednesday, killing at least 13 people and wounding several, media said, as a series of small blasts hit the commercial capital Yangon and a Chinese-owned factory was set on fire. The country's military ruler said that the civil disobedience movement was destroying Myanmar. China is sending more fighter jets into Taiwan's air defense zone on Wednesday in a stepped-up show of force around the island. Beijing claims as its own, and Taiwan's foreign minister said that they would fight to the end if China attacks. The democratic self-governed island has complained of repeated military activities by Beijing in recent months, with China's Air Force making almost daily forays into Taiwan's air defense identification zone. On Monday, China said an aircraft carrier group was exercising close to the island. The United States is going to be unveiling a package of about $150 million in U.S. aid to Palestinians, restoring part of the assistance that was cut off by then President Donald Trump. People familiar with the matter are saying today. In news from India, Banujan, there is another twist to the Sachin Vazee Anil Deshmukh case. A suspended Mumbai police officer Sachin Vazee on Wednesday claimed that former Maharashtra Home Minister Anil Deshmukh demanded 2 crores to help him keep his job and accused another state minister of corruption. Vazee's revelations came days after Mumbai Police Commissioner Parambir Singh also leveled corruption allegations against Deshmukh, for which he's facing a CBI inquiry. It also comes on a date that the Mumbai police submitted a report against Vaze, claiming that he had close links to Parambir Singh and used to report to him directly. Now, Vaze made claims in an open letter submitted to the special NIA court in Mumbai. In the letter, the controversial assistant police inspector said that the NCP president, Sharad Pawar, whose party is a key constituent in the MVA government, apparently wanted him to be placed under suspension again. I duly was reinstated for service on June 6th. That soon after my reinstatement, there were certain agitators, people who wanted to reverse the reinstatement. And apparently it was ordered by Sharad Pawar. So now that man also comes into the mix in this case.
Sharad Pawar is always the kingmaker, you know, right? He is a sugar lobby guy.
And he's one of the people who's always mired in controversy, isn't he?
And nothing can touch him. You know why?
Why?
Nothing. He is a guy who has zero assets.
What?
Everything is Benami.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's one thing about him of the past. He's one of the veterans in Indian politics, right?
Oh God. Yeah, from the Indira Gandhi era, right?
Gandhi era time. He's been playing the big role of the kingmaker. So he's known as the kingmaker, but if you didn't know about that, not much comes out about him, but this is all the talks of the streets of Mumbai.
Yeah.
Which I'm telling you guys.
Yeah. The other good news that's coming out of India, Bandajan, is that more than 30 lakh COVID-19 vaccine jabs have been administered in a day, making India the fastest vaccinating country in the entire world. They've surpassed the United States with an average daily rate of 30,93,861 vaccinations, according to the Health Ministry figures. But news with regard to rising coronavirus cases and new infections is still rife, because in Maharashtra now it is 59,938 new cases that have been reported in a single daily record spike for the gem. And according to former England skipper Michael Vaughan, he feels that Mumbai Indians will win the 14th edition of the Indian Premier League, which gets underway from Friday. So why, how, you can go check out on mediamahima.com. That's all we have time for you on this morning's Good Morning Bay. We'll be back tonight live at 5 on the Pam Pam Show. Don't forget to tune in. Have yourselves a wonderful Wednesday, Bandajan.
को याद कर बल्ब जगा दिमाग का टाइम ना बर्बाद कर थॉमस एडिसन की थ्योरी को याद कर बल्ब जगा दिमाग का टाइम ना बर्बाद कर ये फार्मूला भाई करता जा तू ट्राई ये फार्मूला भाई करता जा तू ट्राई बी पॉजिटिव टूटे दिल के पुर्जे पुर्जे जोड़ के पुर्जे पुर्जे जोड़ के पुर्जे पुर्जे जोड़ के
Hi, this is Farhan Akhtar and you're listening to Radio The Hotties, where the entertainment just keeps getting hotter.
We hope you're loving the music with the best entertainment, you know, where it keeps getting hotter. And that's Radio The Hotties. And main aapki Faltu Rani. Sunte rahega, there's more lovely music that we've lined up for you. Total The Hottie picks.